Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Murphy from the Upton Town Library, and today's tween and teen craft is how to make this cool comic book bookmark. So you can use old comic books for this. Today I used funny pages from the newspaper, but any kind of cartoon or comic would work. So I'll give you an up close look at that. I made mine diagonally using diagonal pictures from comics. There's the front and the back. It's fully laminated, so it'll last a long time. And I used some gift ribbon that I had. So let me show you the materials you're going to need today to make your craft. First thing you need is some kind of funny pages. So whether it's comic books, an old graphic novel you don't want anymore, or even just a page from the newspaper, the Sunday funnies, or usually daily newspapers have them in black and white. So those would be great too. I made some different kinds that I'll show you. You'll need a ruler. This is optional. You can just freehand and cut your bookmarks by eye. Some people like to be a little more precise and use a ruler. You'll need a pair of scissors, probably a pencil or a pen, something to draw your lines with, ribbon or yarn, string, something for the tassel part. I just had some gift ribbon at the house. I've got white and this cool metallic green I thought would be neat. And contact paper, which looks like this. I have a pre-cut piece right here. So those are the things you'll need to make your comic. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to take your comic and cut it into a rectangular piece. So I've got some here I've pre-cut. One of them I just cut right across the strip, so it includes the whole bar with the title in it. And I didn't even use a ruler. I just followed the lines right on the newspaper for that one. For this one, I measured it and drew lines diagonally just so I could get some different graphics from different cartoons in it. And then this one, I just cut vertically and just got the first box of different comics. So you're going to need something the size of a bookmark. That's how you'll cut it. Show you the one I made right here. I'm going to flip it down. This is just a sheet, and you can see I drew lines on either side of the Garfield, and I'll be cutting on either side of those lines. So let me do that quickly with you now. Garfield is an old favorite of mine, so I thought that would be a fun one to show you. It's kind of nice if you can pick a cartoon or a comic that has graphics on both sides, because then your bookmark is two-sided. Now obviously this is way too long, so I'm just going to follow the little lines on the bottom of each box, maybe on the top, kind of eyeball, I think maybe 4 boxes up. You can really make it any size you like. So there I have my bookmark front and back. So now it's time to start putting the contact paper. So this is some contact paper we had at the library. We really didn't want to use it for books anymore. It didn't stick enough for when we were covering books, but certainly for a bookmark, it's just right. So let me fold it down and show you. So obviously you don't need a piece this big, but I had these cut for another project, so we're going to reuse them. So I'm going to take the whole piece off. There's our rectangle. And really you can put this anywhere you like. I'm just going to start right here, I think, on the edge. A little away from the edge like that. And then carefully I'm going to fold it over and press out, pushing out any little bubbles. At the library we have a special tool that we use, but you could always use the side of a ruler to make it nice and smooth, and that would work well. And then you'll just take your scissors and trim around. It's up to you how far around you want to keep the contact paper. I'm going to get pretty close to the edge. I think if you get too close to your paper, it might start to peel, so you might want to leave a little bit of an edge to it. Another thing you can do is put a piece of cardboard in between two pieces. This one here that I made is actually a bookmark inside of the newspaper. We had some old summer reading bookmarks that we've been using up, and this gives a little bit more sturdiness to it. But this one you could just easily do with just your comic, and that's fine. All right, so we'll put that over here. And then you're going to need a hole punch. I forgot to tell you that, but That's okay. And we'll punch a hole right near the top, about 1/2 inch in, like that. And then you're going to need some ribbon. So I have some ribbon already pre-cut, and they're about 12 inches long, probably the length of a ruler, maybe a little longer. You can put as many or as few of these on. You don't have to. Whenever I'm making a bookmark tassel, I usually like to just do a loop. So I'll make a loop like this, take my loop end, put it through. So this is a great way to do a tassel without having to tie it. And then you take your 2 long ends and feed them right through the hole, the little loop, and pull, and you have your tassel for your bookmark. So that is our comic book bookmark, and that's kind of a fun, easy craft to make. Great way to recycle some newspapers or old comic books that you might not need, and perfect to celebrate Comic Book Day, which is in May, every May, and put it in any other books that you like. So that's our craft for today. Tune in next week for our next one. Bye, everybody.